Hello everyone, welcome to the One Nation of Gamers Overwatch Invitational. I am Jason Kaplan, joined by, actually for the first time ever, me casting with him and him casting Overwatch. It's Todd. How you doing, buddy?
Probably the last.
Probably the last.
Really bad. I'm probably gonna get fired. So.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me on this one. No. So we do have obviously the best teams in the world at the moment in the closed beta. Well, it's actually 3 from North America, 5 from, or it's like 2 from North America, 5 from EU, and like 1 from Asia, because things got really mixed up as we went on into the whole entire tournament with trying to figure out the teams and everything. Before we get underway with our first game, which will be IDDQD up against Impulse 11, just going to show you the brackets really quickly so you have an idea of the other teams that we'll be playing, and I'll let you know about the teams and the other streams that you can find the games. We have IDDQD versus Impulse 11 as our first game of the day. You've got Cloud9 up against Flat Earth over on the Gosu Gamer stream. And of course, Reunited up against Luminosity over on the mainstream at twitch.tv/One Nation of Gamers. The other game, The Life of Hanzo, which is actually now Team Liquid, up against Veterans, will be played in the next wave of games, because we want to make sure to bring to you every single game that we possibly can. And of course, before we do get in our way with this game, just want to give a shout out to the sponsors, One Nation of Gamers as the main sponsor for this one. And you can win a brand new game PC if you head over to win.onog.com. All you have to do is follow them on their social channels. Of course, Geico Gaming, Video Gamer Voters Network, and Infiniscene, as well as the final sponsor to round things out.
And we will be covering 4 games today, right?
Yep, 4 games.
4 matches for you guys. So this is just going to be the first of 4 matches here starting in a minute. I have to say, this kind of reminds me of StarCraft here in the Overwatch scene, where there was a team that's named MVP, and there is also a player. Apparently, there's a team named IDDQD, but there is also a player named IDDQD who's not actually on Team IDDQD. What's going on with this?
It's going to be madness. It really is. It's going to be very difficult to cast that as well when we're going to be talking about him. He's actually their big Tracer player for their team. I'll just drop you straight into the lobby for now. As you can see, the team's already on both sides. It's going to be on Hollywood as our first game of the day. And then, of course, Lijiang, Tower, or Anubis will be potentially the second. It depends on how the teams do break it down. It depends on how the winning or the losing team and what map they decide to go to. This is exactly why I wanted you to have your PC ready, because you're already crashing going into this, because Spectrum was a little bit buggy.
You are?
Yeah, okay. My screen's kind of frozen right now, so we might be heading to yours.
Oh, God, it's the pressure.
Yeah,
I don't know if I can handle it, Jason.
First time casting, and first time observing as well.
I can't be as bad as Uber flying around and trying to find stop signs on the map, can I?
That's true. That's true. We'll go ahead and head to yours for now while I try to reconnect really quickly. But the sides. Impulse is going to be on the blue side. We do have, well, for Lucios, it's just going to be a temporary thing, I would imagine. But as you pointed out to me, Vonethil, and actually, he's not on Flat Earth anymore. He's now playing for Impulse 11 instead of Clever.
Yeah, I guess, you know, the game's not even released yet, so there's always going to be some lineup changes. One thing I've learned with also Heroes of the Storm, of which I cast a lot of games of, there is always lineup changes in those team games. It's crazy. You know, coming from a solo game background myself, I was really surprised to see how many switching there is around teams. So we'll see how well he can play here with his new team. I'm actually kind of learning to navigate through the players here with like the F keys and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. And it's also hold right click to get out of this to get the third person, or to free cam, in case we want to use that as well. But it looks like the game's about to start here. IDQD on the attacking side, never give up. AKM actually filling in for them since Mendoka Sai and Tavik left. Chips Hyjin, Taimu also going back to the team. Internet Hulk, and as well as Coco. And here we go. The first initial attack coming through. See a pretty, actually kind of standard lineup out of Impulse 11 on the defending side with the Reinhardt, the Zenyatta, Symmetra, and IDDQD as well, going for something a little bit standard, but they have that Zarya Roadhog combo.
Isn't the Roadhog a little bit uncharacteristic here?
Yeah, he's usually mostly just for picks. Just try to pull someone as you're seeing, try to catch someone off guard, and that's how you kind of get the kill. Luckily for you, we're actually going to go back to my screen because I am into the game now, so you can be happy about that one. Sit back and relax.
I was struggling already.
Yeah. So bear with me here on observing as well. I don't usually do this too often. But we can see already off the bat, IDQD are looking for that initial engage off the side. Vonethild's shield's almost gone as well.
Yeah, I think there was a really good effort here in the defense in the first place, but somehow they've been broken through here.
Yeah, so unfortunately going to be losing on that one. Tagging along with AKM here to see what he does on the high ground, and it looks like they're going to take this point right away. Unfortunately, Symmetra not even allowed Nevix to get his teleporter down, so it's kind of a little bit of a bad pick for them. This should be a relatively easy cap and should be relatively going the way. Sorry, I take that back. They did get a teleporter down. I was mistaken there, and they're trying to come in from the backside.
Oh, the Rip Tire.
Oh, the Rip Tire. Yeah, I think got no one. I think actually got destroyed in that one. Didn't see anything on the kill feed. But they have taken the payload at least, and they're just trying to get the last couple of kills they need to get full control of it.
IDDQD is so good. Like that first attack there. They stayed alive for such a long time. Just like kind of pulled back when they were low on hit points, supported each other, peeled a little bit, and then they just lined up their heroics well enough to take that first point pretty quickly.
Yeah, very true. And just for you guys to have a little bit of background information on AKM, because I did ask the teams before we started, he actually is a Shootmania pro with about $20,000 in earnings when he played with Sturmy and Wins. So a very well-known player, has amazing aim. I think that's maybe where I've even seen him on this Pharah as well. That's going to be Winston jumping straight on top of Nevix, trying to look for some early damage.
I'm really happy that we see actually Pharah plus Mercy together. Winston jumps on top of Widow and he's going to force her back. Ooh, Pharah is actually going to go down there.
Yeah, I was trying to tag him on with Zebo's side just to see what he was up to. And like I pointed out, the Pharah Mercy combo, because it's not something we see too often anymore, just usually on a couple of different maps like King's Row, just the first point. But this high ground in the second part of Hollywood is so crucial. Usually you see the Widowmakers, which Taimu is currently on, and the likes of that just to get that early control.
IDDQD has some sick momentum right now. Like they're pressing forward. They are doing really well for themselves. It doesn't really look like they're going to be stopped anytime soon, but if we take a look at the ultimates coming up here from Impulse 11, they are starting. They've got quite a few more percentages. They are getting closer to having theirs, and that Roadhog one was a little bit wasted there.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to hold them back. Maybe allow them to get into this area. AKM and Chips Hydrogen on towards the top ground, going to be challenged by Zebasai. He gets the direct rocket, gets the second as well. He needs to be down and out. Peace out of him, but never get popping his ultimate as well, just trying to delay.
Winston went to the backline in the meantime and was able to get Mercy as well, so it's now or never, Jason.
Yeah, no revive going to be coming in for them anytime soon, it seems. But maybe they won't need it because this Winston in the back line hasn't been able to do much besides that. He's actually been taken out by Taimu. Yeah, he's going to fall down to the barrage out of Pharah, and that's a big loss for them. They're going to be closed out of the store, which makes it a lot harder for them to actually get back to this payload. Yeah. But they've gotten pretty damn far in the amount of time that they've already used.
It's a very difficult choke point here to engage into. I'm actually surprised that Impulse 11 was standing on the payload so far out at this point, because that made it easier for IDDQD to do some damage into them.
Oh, nice Earth Shatter comes in, connects on to quite a few. IDDQD will pick up the kill on Coco, and AKM towards the top side, not really able to pick up anyone, and the revive will come in as well.
Not the biggest barrage, but he got another kill just right after. Those Pharahs, they're just jumping all around the place. It kind of feels like they're the ones kind of leading the pace in terms of who does better here out of the post. Oh, that friendly fire with the shields.
Yeah, they're trying to look for the picks, as you're pointing out, trying to catch out someone. Try to maybe get into the back line if possible, Coco. I mean, you're not really going to die to the Winston, but they're also not really going to kill him as long as he's playing smart. Taimu's the man I keep going to, because I want to see how he's doing on the Widowmaker, but he hasn't really been able to do too much just yet.
McCree's got his ultimate here. It's time to try and clean up a little bit if he can, because the payload's getting very close here. IDDQD looking to try and secure that one. Can he land a good one?
Oh, he's trying.
Yeah, what?
Oh, the thing is, the sound barrier gave them so much extra HP that it made it so hard for. But the gravitation surge coming in, connected onto quite a few people, and it looks like that might have been enough. But the revive comes in, likely flying in from the side, does get quite a few back up.
Yeah, that was huge there. That's really going to help them in holding if they can clean up a little bit. And considering there is just Zarya and Roadhog left towards the final point here, I guess they should be able to. The Widowmaker is, I think, having a tough time here, really having an impact on this game. With considering there is a Winston that can jump her, and there is also a Pharah. Look,
yeah, this is Taimu. This is Taimu, though. Taimu's so damn good. But I mean, Nevix, as you pointed out, is doing a fantastic job of jumping on top of him every single time. I just want to tune in with them because you're going to see the damage he can do. And just taking out the Pharah alone, who, you know, Zebasai's been the real big picker for them, is causing them problems.
It's going to take a lot of time for Pharah to rejoin this position. We get the Earth Shatter here, and Vonetil is actually charging forward. Those two Reinhardt are going to do a one-on-one for a second.
And Nevix, he tried to jump on top of Taimu, but unfortunately, he was just able to escape using that high ground to his advantage. Nevix is going to fall here, and this payload is going to start to finally make some move, as Zebasai, again, going to just drop immediately, and I think they might be able to finish this one off.
Yeah, that's the win right there. McCree too late to the party to try and save the game. IDDQD deliver once again. That wasn't that long a game either. Like, they just got going and never really stopped from there.
Yeah. They got held up at like 1 point for 2 fights. That was finally in the actual scenery room. But from there on, I mean, you're going to see Coco here just demolish him with his ultimate, keep him off the point as they did actually grab it and just try to hold them off and stall for as much time as they possibly can. Just to kind of talk about how this game mode works for you guys at home. So it's a little bit different than the normal stopwatch we've been using here at ESL. So it comes down to whoever got the farthest. Oh, I can't even say that anymore. So if you complete the game, the other team has a lot of time left to finish the game. So 5 minutes and 35 seconds is what Impulse has the attacking side. However, if either team gets stuck at the same point, it's going to be a replay of the map. So say IDDQD did not finish the map. They got stuck on the first initial point, and Impulse gets stuck there as well. That means we play Hollywood yet again to see what happens, to see if there's a little bit of a change.
Yeah. Do you think we might have many of these? Usually, I feel like the teams, once they get going, they don't really stop. Like, it's very, very hard in terms of being able to have too many very close matches. Like, the little experience that I've had watching competitive Overwatch, it almost feels as if the team that's better usually is going to be able to get the ball rolling, so to speak, more the payload in this game. And
I can agree with that 100% because that's just kind of it's kind of the attackers have the advantage. Only when you see like a really good team up against like an okay team will you ever see just utter stomps, and there's no chance like you ever see a team not be able to complete. But I think Impulse 11, they've been able to really show up within the last recent tournaments, able to put up some actually really good results and able to take some maps off some really good teams. But I mean, this is IDDQD. This is IDDQD Revamp 2.0. Without Mendo, without Tavik, without the two big damage dealers. But Taimu's been doing a good job, and AKM, the I guess recent pickup for them, has been able to really do well.
And they're going for Zenyatta there on the defense this time around. It's a very squishy composition, I guess, other than for the Reinhardt, for IDDQD, who I'm guessing they're going to be standing behind for the most part. So we'll see. I feel like Vonethil, by the way, he plays quite a few roles. Like, he's changed a lot. He used to play a bunch of support when I watched him before, and now he's on the tank at the front in Reinhardt. Sometimes he went a little bit far and took quite a bit of damage for it. So he's going to have to be careful with this, play a little bit safer, I think, especially against people as good as IDDQD here.
That's actually a really good spot, too, because he used to play the Mercy role for Flat Earth, and then he went over to, like, the Lucio role for the team. So definitely shows he's very viable in playing many different things. But AKM is sitting really far back. Taimu trying to use the Reaper's advantage here off to the sides when they do go in, but Nevik has already spotted him out.
Yeah, Farah, if she stays in the area there and just keeps on jumping and using her rockets to do some damage from afar, they're just going to be building up the ultimates before actually going in. Reaper almost gets taken out. Back to safety behind the shield of Reinhardt there. But if you look again, he's like really far out alone.
Yeah, he's by himself. He doesn't have the back of his team, and he will eventually. Actually, no, he still stays alive as IDDQD picks up the kill on the AQM. The move, an attack might finally come in. Hysterica trying to zone off a man over towards the side. Coco just left defending, and Vonethil is up. That's Taimu actually trying to go super deep here, trying to get some good damage in, but he immediately gets dropped.
Yeah, the percentages on those ultimates looking pretty good for IDDQD, but they all go down. Zenyatta, the only one with McCree and Lucio still alive here, trying to defend. It looks like it's going to be a very quick capture from Impulse.
Well, we do have the entire team teleporting back through. Taimu trying to lead the charge straight in. The gravitation surge going to come in, and my PC is going to lock up. So we'll switch over to you, Todd. Have fun with that one. But that charge will land.
I'll try, yeah. Reinhardt here trying to clean up pretty much by himself. These fights are so fast. Like, I never really realized, you know, like I play a lot, but I don't really cast or watch too much Overwatch myself. It's crazy to cast. Like, there's just so much happening. You know, everybody's trying to play their parts. Heroics happening left and right and stuff. And it's not even like Heroes where there is like, it's 5-on-5, it's 6-on-6. That makes it even more difficult.
Oh, no, we can't go back to mine because everyone's in the floor. Oh, no, there we go. They popped out of the floor. We're good. We're back here, guys. Yeah, so 5 minutes and 35 seconds is the time. We're already about a minute 40 in.
A Shatter is available there. Yeah, he's going to go for it. Coco only lands it on the other Reinhardt. That's a good snipe, but is it enough?
Well, the revive will come in, and you have to look at now what the ultimates are alive. Vonethil still has his ultimate up, so he could apparently lay down the smackdown if he does want to. He's going to charge straight through, looking for some damage, and he will hold them back. And he won't even need to use Earth Shatter just yet. He can still afford to die if he wants to. The rest of the team trying to pick up the point, and it looks like with IDDQD falling one by one, they will in fact secure this one. So it took them a little bit of extra time, but they sure as hell made their way through eventually.
Yeah, in terms of ultimates there as well, we've got both teams charging up with IDDQD having a few more.
Ooh.
Getting closer to being available. They regroup very nicely.
They're going the cancer comp. They went back to reset. They got rid of like the standard players they were using. They went to the double tracer with Ernet Hulk and ACAM to play it. They got Taimu back on the sniper, and I want to tune with him for a little bit here just to show you how damn good this guy is on the Widowmaker.
But Wow. And the crazy thing about this is that it's so hard to deal with because you have the tracers on the ground being so annoying. Coming in from here, look at them. They're like mosquitoes, just like...
No, so true. You're right.
Being super annoying. And in the meantime, Widowmaker has like free reign over everybody else. Like Reinhardt shield's going to go down and stuff. So Impulse 11 might have to shift some things up themselves to try and deal with this better here.
Yeah, they got about 2 minutes left. 2 minutes, about 35 seconds to go if they want to close this one out. But you're perfectly right, Timey. He's locking on the air. The Tracers are just being annoying assholes on the ground, just completely distracting them the entire time, doing ridiculous damage. They don't have a Symmetra to actually give them a little bit of extra HP, but it doesn't matter. It's being useful nonetheless. And Chips, he's forced to use a Transcendence right away.
Winston jump forward here to try and get a snipe on Zenyatta, who had ultimate available.
Can't even get a Deadeye off when time moves around, taking an IDDQD, and is still locking down this control. And with the pace they're going, they have to change something up now if they want to have a chance to win this first map.
That was a very high-pitched laugh, by the way.
I'm sorry. I wish it was deeper. I really do.
Taimu. Oh, he missed the grappling here a little bit, and he's going to be taken out for it. That looked like all my actions on Widowmaker when Winston jumps me.
You and me both. You and me both. And he even tried to get the health pack, but Nevix body blocked really well. So they're not hook using his pulse bomb off to the side. Does catch on one. And they're going to push in as well with the sound barrier. And we'll stick along with Internet Hope to see what he's going to do.
The barrage didn't really do anything here. It almost feels like as if Farah is having a hard time doing really much against this composition right now. But staying grouped is going to be very important for both teams here. In particular, if you're playing with a Reinhardt and you can stand behind him and have him tank the damage for Impulse 11.
Oh! The Earth Shatter hit nothing. It was useless. He was trying to capture the Tracers.
One of my Earth Shatters as well.
All right, well, they will get the checkpoint eventually, so they still have the time to work with. But about 4 minutes and 40 seconds in, they have about 50 seconds left to finish this one off. And you can already see them charging straight through Zebasai, trying to lead the charge, just try to give them a little bit of extra ground. But I think, IDDQD realize as long as we just sit here and literally hold and stop them from capping with anything we have with the Divas, there's no way they can win.
I quite like what Impulse 11's doing right now. They're staying grouped. They're not going forward with like 1 or 2 guys, to try and make something happen. Because they know that if they die, they will be in trouble. But Winston's actually going to jump forward, go straight onto the Macri. He's trying to take him out, but Mercy was keeping him alive. And the rest of the team is just clashing. Yeah, they actually engaged into this.
Yeah, they did. Zebasai's in the air trying to hold them off. I mean, the thing is, every fight they have happen now, even with the revive there, it delays so much extra time. They have 15 seconds left to pull this one off, and there's just no possible way. This is going to be the first map for IDDQD.
Yeah, I think that's why they engage like this. You're exactly on the money here, trying to buy a little of time. Even if they lose the fight somehow, which right now they're still doing all right, and it looks like they're going to be defended. They just bought a lot of time. Now they're going to regroup and try and stop the payload.
Well, I think the time has passed as well, but the team's just going to continue to play this one out. I'm not going to stop them at all either in this one. Just let them continue to go here since we're so close to the end. Nevix, honestly, I think you'll probably agree with me, had a really damn good game on the defending side with Winston, not allowing Taimu to be effective on the Widowmaker in the majority of that game. But this time, on the attacking side, it really didn't provide much. He killed Taimu like once.
The thing is, against a very good team that knows how to play together, just like peel for each other and cover each other, unless you're going to have a Widowmaker that once was out of position and got caught. Other than that, the defense was good enough to make sure that they negated any kind of damage that Winston could do on his own.
All right, I'm going to tell him GG now.
I'm going to just have before the players.
Yeah, I'm going to do it just because the game's over. They're not keeping track of time. And this way they'll finish off the payload and get us back in the lobby, quicker. And we'll get to see the sweet play of the game, hopefully. Hopefully there's a sick one, which I would imagine it's going to be Taimu, if I'm not mistaken, because this man is just insane.
Likely. Or Revive. Wasn't it?
Maybe, actually. There was quite a few good ones. Yeah. Oh, wow.
Wrong. It's all about that Macri, man.
I wish I could play him well.
Yeah, well, I can play neither Macri or Genji well, so...
I know, like, I'm the same. Like, there's certain characters, like Genji, I just can't play well. Like, I just can't seem to get the hang of for some reason.
Maybe it takes time.
Maybe.
It's like when you're growing up, there is certain foods you don't really like, and then later on you turn out to like them. Maybe it's the same thing with these heroes. Like, one day you're going to try them, you're going to be like, oh my god, I'm just smashing everybody. Like,
that's what happens when the game comes out and all the MMRs reset and I'm stomping people playing for the first time. And then when I actually play against good people, I'll realize I'm actually shit at it. So... So with Hollywood down, going to IDDQD's way, that means we have Lijiang Tower and Anubis to choose from. And we do have to wait for them to actually choose that second map. But I imagine it's not going to be too long of a time. So we'll actually just sit here and keep talking in the meantime while waiting for that one.
I hope Lijiang. I really like Lijiang.
Yeah. Actually, you know, I really like the Koth maps, and for some reason the players don't, but I like the whole idea of that kind of game where you defend a point if you get to it, and it goes back and forth. There's just a couple
really,
of...
the players don't?
Yeah, they complain it's more of like a TDM. It's just whoever gets the first win, the first fight, ends up getting the ult advantage, and then they just snowball from there.
Yeah, but like you can still, I guess, play a little bit safer, try to build your own ultimates, and then go for the big fight and win it anyway, right?
I mean, so that's actually like a strategy where if the other team has their ultimates, you rush in, force them to use their ultimates, and then you have the next attack with ult advantage. So it kind of comes down to that. But Lijiang Tower is actually the map we're going to second, so we're going to see a little bit of Koth here. Big fan of it, actually. Big fan.
I like playing Pharah myself, so kicking people out of the map is like an occupational hazard for me on this map. It's just like, I'm literally like, I don't care where the fight's happening. I'm just staying where I can remove those people, kick them out of the map, and have some fun with it.
Boop them out. You could do also with Lucio pretty well too. Pretty fun.
Yeah, it's harder though. Like against good players in particular, they will stay in areas where you can't really catch them. I like it when Pharah says "move back" and then she shoots it, but it's more like get out of the map.
Yeah. Like get the beep out of the way. So hopefully we'll be kicking this one off again. Really cool to see the Pharahs being used actually. Quite a bit more, considering we haven't really had that happen. I mean, there's no hero limit, so you can stack tracers, Symmetrous to your heart's desire.
But like, I think you mean more as not too long ago, there was really no Pharahs being used.
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
all about Genji and having at least a Symmetra for shielding everybody, having a Zenyatta for the orbs. And since then, changes have been made, and we're seeing some of these heroes that we were seeing a little bit less of kind of come back into the meta, and I'm really happy about it because I quite love my Pharah myself.
I think it was due to the recent nerf, because Symmetra Shield used to do 50 shield, but now it does 25, so they cut it in half. And that's a lot of HP that you're going to be missing out on.
Zenyatta in particular.
Or sorry, Symmetra. Oh yeah, Zenyatta as well with the orb changes. Definitely a big factor. But it looks like we've dropped in the game, or loaded into the game, and I haven't crashed this time. So we'll drop you straight in here and get this one underway. It's going to be on the blue side, it will be Impulse 11. On the red side, it will be IDDQD. And thank God, because I don't have to do any graphic changes for this whole map.
So, are we still going to see a Widowmaker on this map? Probably not.
If it's Taimu, yes. If it's Taimu, I think we might, because he's just that damn good on Widowmaker. He can play it almost in any situation. Actually, no, sorry. You're actually, well, it depends. So on this first initial point, I would imagine that on the high ground, we can't get over there. On the high ground, you kind of spot from the front of the point and pick off anyone.
But still, like if people, like obviously they're gonna realize like it's a competitive match against a very good team. So once they realize that he's there, they can deal with it accordingly. Either really ignore him or actually go for him with heroes that will be able to remove him.
Right. Well, it looks like they're gonna go double McCree. So it looks like we might see a little of that action. But on the other side, for Impulse 11, we're seeing the cancer. We're seeing the AIDS comp here. Genji, double Tracer, Symmetra, Zenyatta, and a Lucio.
I'm not sure that's such a nice way to call
It's not at all. It's not at all. But already the initial battle breaking out here, and Nevix towards the backside just trying to harass, but not really any kills coming in just yet. Only Taimu picking up one.
Yeah, as long as they stick together, their IDDQD, and they don't get taken out too fast from the Tracers, they might be able to do okay. But the Genji, he's actually going to get chased and killed there by Taimu. Big
catch, actually. He invested his roll into that one just to catch him out, hoping to hit with the flashbang. But IDDQD towards the backside, able to pick up that kill. The point will be taken for IDDQD, the team, off the bat. And Vonathil, well, you're not really going to survive on that one, son. You're going to be chased down by the monkey and eventually killed.
Yeah, the Winstons, I'm actually really impressed by that we've seen so far in this match, with Internet Hawk this time taking on the responsibility. Changing up from his usual Zarya, he let Coco take over this time.
Well, as long as Internet Hawk's not playing against Reunited, then he does a good Winston. If you guys have seen that video over on Reddit. Actually doing a lot of damage, pushing them out right away. He has his ultimate online in just a few seconds, and that will definitely make taking this point a lot easier. Vonathil going to be just tracked down. You know, as a Symmetra, you can potentially beat a Winston 1v1, but with the rest of the team there, it's not going to do anything.
They didn't just wipe out. Mercy still has her ultimate there, so this is just a massive position here to be in already for IDDQD. 40% already in.
And we're seeing some changes, too.
They're just too good, man.
Yeah, I mean, considering they lost their two best DPS players and they're still being able to perform like this, I mean, Taimu arguably can handle, or can compete at the same level to Vic and Mendokusai can. But AKM, I think for me, is like the real story, because this is a guy who hasn't really been known professionally, and he's been able to really step up when they need him.
Oh, he's waiting. It's high noon, even though it's nights.
Well, let's see what he does
They all
here.
show up there, actually. Oh! big opportunity here. Yeah, gonna pull back. Oh, that was pretty good.
I mean, the Transcendence is a good ultimate, but it doesn't counter McCree. Now he's getting revived by his team as well, able to take down Nevix on the Soldier, looking for the Tracer yet again. The Fan of the Hammer. Won't be able to catch him out for now. Just using quite a few of them, but the percent 83 now on the point, and it's leaving up to Vonethil. Not Vonethil, that's actually going to be IDQD on the point to try to cap it.
Yeah.
Let me see how that goes.
IDQD, they lost a couple guys there, but they're still regrouping around the point here, trying to finish things off, and it looks like they might be able to. 98% not being contested right now. Gonna go into overtime here. It's now or never in Pulse 11.
Yeah, not to mention IDQD as a team have a lot of time to work with too, even if they do give this point up. But they're going straight for it. Coco, he has ultimate. He's going to pop the Gravitation Surge as well and catch out quite a few of them. And Tracer's rewind to get out of it. But will it be enough? I don't think there's anyone on the side of Impulse 11 here to stop this.
That was like a lone Tracer caught in this, and she actually rewinded out of there.
Feels bad, man. Feels bad to be that Tracer. It really does. But we're going into round 2 with a 1-0 lead in favor of IDQD, and I gotta ask your thoughts on this. Do you think this is going to be a 2-0 sweep? You think IDQD are going to take this?
I think they're like Impulse 11. It's nice that they are trying to play with a bunch of flankers and all that with some Tracers, Genji, but it's just not working. It feels like they need to try something different, something maybe a little bit more solid than just going around and trying to let Tracers do the work, basically.
Look what we're having again here, Todd. Taimu
where is he
on
gonna
Widow.
go on this map too? I wonder.
It's Taimu. He'll find something. I want to see where he goes as well.
Maybe stay on the bridge right there and just snipe from there. That's actually pretty good.
He's getting damage up too. Ooh, connects the first shot. That one on Devoneth takes him down about half HP, and there's a headshot to follow up. The monkey's down.
He was really far again. Vonethil needs to be careful with this.
I mean, considering he's the newest addition to the team as well, it's kind of rough for him to, I guess, realize where he can and can't be aggressive.
They're actually rushing them. What is going on? Impulse 11 going on the aggression. They're actually taking everybody out here.
All right, so
they
get a
got
full
the
wipe
point as well. Not bad.
Yeah, full wipe and point.
Look at the percentages. Soldier 76 already. Tracer getting very close to their ultimates. And on the other side, we've got not that much other than Widowmaker, which on this map, sure, it's going to be nice to be able to see through who's where, but not as useful as on some of the other maps that we could have had.
So such a difficult place to fight here on that bridge.
That shield was really cool here from both of the Winstons.
Well, unfortunately, it doesn't really do, I guess, too much. The revive will be coming through. Taimu being very aggressive, but immediately taken down.
I don't think very aggressive even is an understatement there for how far he was going with the Widowmaker. Tracer versus Tracer. Fun little duel here between the two. Impulse 11, I already have 2 heroes down, so this is going to be really hard for them to win this fight, but they need to if they want to be able to keep the point. Right now, IDQD trying to secure it themselves. They used a whole lot. In terms of ultimates, actually, it's going to be Impulse 11 gathering quite a few of their own. So even if the point is retaken here, and it will be, they can just regroup, wait for a little bit, and then go for another wave of attack.
Well, that's going to be Coco using his ultimate right off the bat. Even getting damage down there as well. Just holding them back in their spawn, trying to build the percent. You can see off to the side, that was Vonethil and Nevix just waiting.
This skin is sick, by the way.
Yeah. Is that actually the new, the cameo, or the camo one?
Rifle.
Oh, not bad. It's a lot better than the American one. That actually triggers me. All right, so that's what's been coming in out of Likely, using the Transcendence. Coco not running away from that one. That pulse bomb going to take him down. And Hulk using his ultimate as well, just to spread them apart and allow him to pick up some kills.
Heroes never die, man. Being used in the middle of the fight there. And it's Impulse 11. I've lost so many people there again. They've lost that fight somehow. I thought it was going to be their moment, but it seems like IDQD is just the team, not the player. But it's just too good. They got 47% in the start, so he's gonna come down to winning another fight yet again somehow. And AKM, even though he's dead right now, he's got his ultimate up for when he comes back. Look at how far Taimu is. He's literally on the bridge.
And you can see how scared he's playing as well. Immediately just turning back, using his grappling hook to escape. And the thing is, no one's focusing him down anymore. No monkey's jumping on top of him to kill him.
Yeah, because he's dead before. That's the big problem there. But actually, might be a good time to start pulling back a little bit. 10 hit points. He's going to go down. Is this the time Impulse 11 retake the points?
Oh, AKM just trying to be annoying on the point here with the help, but never give up. Trying to keep him healthy on the Lucio. And that's the ultimate. Coming out of Nevix here at a perfect time as well. Picks up the first kill, but eventually just gets taken down by Internet Hulk.
He had them in his side, but not quite enough there. As he gets sniped before he can do any more. Tracer trying to defend the point there. And Impulse 11 retake the point. Can they keep it this time? They need to win this side there.
That's true. That's the real question here. I think it might come off the back of Taimu if he can just pick up a couple of quick kills and he almost get completely knocked off the map here. Chip, so he's going for the damage boost on top of him just to keep him doing a little bit of extra damage. In this position, what are you doing, Son Taimu? This is too deep. He picks the first kill on Vonathil.
Yeah, gonna get sniped right after though. Was very ambitious, even though he had the ultimate there. It only allows you to see the people through the wall that are gonna come for you and kill you eventually. Oh!
Doesn't make you invisible, unfortunately, for him. IDQD dying as well on the point. It will be taken back.
He elbowed him. Do you see that?
To the power, not the power drive. What's when you drop an elbow on someone in wrestling?
I don't know.
It's painful. It's painful, if anything, I guess. We're going to go into overtime. They're going to just charge on this point as best they can. Navix is going to be the one to actually get the initial takeover onto it. But if they lose this fight, it's over. They're
on the point, though. They're on the point right now. They need to win this. Vonathil is going to go down as the first hero, and the rest of the team's following. It's down to Lucio's just going to go down. And IDDQD will secure here the first sides.
Wow.
Well, that was the second side.
Yeah, and that's actually the whole series gone. That's going to be IDDQD picking up the match against Impulse 11. Well done, honestly. I mean, they look solid.
I mean, they made it close here, Impulse 11. They had a good effort, but IDDQD is just too good.
And considering they lost their two best players and they replaced them.
Show me that pulse bomb. Oh! Oh my god, I didn't even... We missed that, I guess, during the game, but... That was like a wipe by herself.
Alright, so...
Tracer.
Yeah, before, I mean, Tracers... yeah, we both played against Tracers. We know how annoying they can be and how damn good they can be as well. That's basically our first game of the day done. We don't know what the next game coming up is just yet. Let me go ahead and check the brackets really quickly on my side to see if there's any updates across the board. Remember, we do have two other streams going on in English. We have Gosu Gamers doing the Cloud9 Flat Earth game, and FishStix and Ask Joshi doing Reunited versus Luminosity over at twitch.tv/OneNationOfGamers. And the brackets... No real results across the screen. We had Reunited pick up the first game against LG, or Luminosity. We had Flat Earth actually pick up the first map versus Cloud9. And as we just saw, IDDQD picked up that victory as well.
Can you take me through like these teams? Where are they from and stuff?
All right, so we have European teams with IDDQD, Impulse 11, Flat Earth, and Reunited. IDDQD used to be...
Match by match is probably the best way. Okay. IDDQD and Impulse 11 are both European,
So
right?
both European teams. Yeah. Impulse 11 has kind of just been on the rise lately. They haven't really been able to beat the top team necessarily, but they've been able to take a couple of maps and actually take them pretty damn far in the series. The second game, Cloud9 versus Flat Earth. Flat Earth has been... Well, in the first beta phase, they were the #2 team, known as Planet Key Dynamics. They've had some roster changes since then. They haven't been as strong in the early part of the beta phase 2, but then slowly on the incline, actually being able to challenge out against Reunited for maybe that 1 or that 2 spot. Veteran versus Liquid, which previously known as, if I'm not mistaken, Life of Hanzo. Veteran is actually an Asian team, and we don't know much about them. I actually asked their manager, Nuno, N-U-O-N-U-O, like, give me some information on the players, because I don't know who they are. And they have a couple of CSGO players, but mostly they're just ordinary gamers. So I don't really expect them to do... Yeah. Well, I mean, you're a pro player for how many years now? I'm just a guy who pretends he's a pro.
I'm just an ordinary gamer.
And Liquid, Life of Hanzo with players like AZK, Dummy, Mesrar. Dummy and Mesrar coming from Not Enigma, previously Seagull's team back in beta phase 1. AZK, everyone knows him from Counter-Strike Global Offensive, being on iBuyPower, the team who got banned from CS for match fixing. But he's on the roster, and they've actually been doing damn well lately. And, of course, the final match, Reunited versus Luminosity. Reunited is the old Fnatic roster from Battlefield 4. They've always been the #2 team to Melty in Beta Phase 1.
Who are their best players?
Who are their best players? Yeah. Volatile is probably recognized as probably one of the best aimers in the game. They've played together for so many years now in past games like Firefall, Enemy Territory, Battlefield 4. They're mercenaries. And they're hoping to come to this game to stay. Too Easy is also a really good player, but he has a tendency to rage.
Luminosity?
Yeah, so Luminosity, North American team. It's a Brazilian CSGO team, but it's a North American organization.
Oh, okay, I didn't know.
That they just recently picked them up. Mix-Up was the previous name with Seagull.
I don't watch other games.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Just new sort of.
So, yeah, they're a North American organization, picked up the #2 North American team behind Envious, and they've really kind of struggled to beat like IDDQD to really dominate Reunited like they were doing originally back in the first beta phase. So they've just kind of been on the up and up. They've been kind of stagnant. They actually did drop a player and picked up Esper, who previously played for Envious. And if you guys are wondering, we actually don't have Envious here because they decided to not play in the tournament because Taimu was originally on their team, subbing for him, went back to IDDQD, so they weren't comfortable enough to actually play without their normal 6 or a practice 6. So that's why they're actually not playing.
I'm very hyped about Team Liquid actually, because Team Liquid, no matter what game, pretty much every single game that's in esports, they have a competitive section in it. Solo, team games, everything. And now it seems like they want to invest into Overwatch. They've got themselves a new team here in the life of Hanzo, so I can't wait to see if they deliver.
Yeah, they've always been able to sign really good teams, like I say, like a lot of like Liquid, Snoot, TLO for StarCraft.
Every game, really.
Yeah, HOTS, Here's the Storm.
There's not one game.
Top team as well. So they definitely know what they're doing when it comes to picking a team. But what we're going to do for now, guys, we're going to head to a break. I do not know how long it'll last, but you can head over to those 2 other streams for their games that are still continuing. And hopefully we'll be back shortly with our next match of the day. This is the One Nation of Gamers Overwatch Invitational. And we'll see you guys back in a few minutes, hopefully.